How did the Inquisition use torture during trials? Have you ever wondered how the Inquisition operated in Latin America and the role of torture during its trials? The Spanish Inquisition had a significant impact on the region, and torture was a method used to extract confessions and gather information. This practice was not random. It was part of a structured process that followed specific guidelines. Torture was justified when the guilt of the accused was considered, half-proven, or when there was a strong presumption of guilt. This approach was codified in the instructions of Tomás de Torquemada, a prominent figure in the Inquisition. The methods of torture included techniques such as strapado, which involved hanging by the wrists, toca, a form of waterboarding, and porto, which was the rack. Interestingly, these methods were considered milder compared to those used in other European countries at that time. The duration of torture was typically limited to no more than 15 minutes, and it was rare for it to be applied more than once. If a confession was obtained under torture, it was not considered valid unless the accused repeated it freely later. This practice raised questions about the fairness and transparency of the judicial process. Despite the controversial nature of torture, it was viewed as a tool to save the accused from eternal damnation by forcing them to confess their sins. This perspective reflects the religious and moral context of the time, where the Inquisition's actions were justified as necessary to maintain religious purity. In Latin America, the Inquisition's use of torture was part of the broader European influence that shaped the region's history. The presence of the Inquisition in cities like Lima, Peru, shows how these practices extended beyond Spain, affecting many lives in the Americas. From a Latin cultural perspective, the Inquisition's use of torture is seen as a dark chapter in history, highlighting the complex relationship between European powers and indigenous cultures. The legacy of the Inquisition continues to be a topic of discussion, as it reminds us of the struggles for justice and human rights throughout history. Understanding this period helps us appreciate the cultural dynamics that have shaped Latin America today.